on the guitar. Every time I pick it up, it's what I go to now.
Oh, good.
And so I've been thinking about simplicity versus complexity when writing songs, and how you guys work on that kind of stuff as a band.
Right, yeah, that is a the ability to not overcomplicate something is something we've only acquired recently, I think. You know, like that. This is the record where we really stripped as much of it out as ever, I think. And whilst it's more complicated in other areas, I think, you know, in like, for instance, the vocals or the vocal production on.
Look at that, people already. That's great. You come out for 2 minutes.
On the.
I'll get a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, the riff, the guitar stuff is pretty simple on this.
I wouldn't say that for the whole record. I would just say that riff, like, but the Beatles stuff is all simple too, right? For the most part, and that's just what works.
Yeah.
It is. It's harder to do that sometimes.
Is it?
Keep it simple, yeah.
What about for you with the grooves? I mean, the grooves on this record are different.
I think Garner scored.
Someone scored, yeah.
That's what's tempting, though. Yeah. I mean, like, once you get better at something, it's tempting to like show everybody. But yeah, this one, it were just the way we like started writing and stuff meant that everything was simplified a bit, and then we kind of liked what that was doing for the songs.
So that space seems to just move it all along a bit more, and, you know, make you want to do something naughty.
Yeah.
How do the songs sit live? I mean, because this record's so different than some of the other stuff. Like, how do you juxtapose them in a set?
Within the list. Within the set list.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
Do they work back to back?
It's a craft. It was, you know.
At first it was a bit lumpy, yeah, but like now, a year later, it's kind of all.
Gelling.
Yeah. What has it done? It's all melted into one.
You figured it out.
Goo.
Brown goo.
I've heard you say about
Grey goo.
Grey goo. Why grey?
I don't know. Okay. Like gunmetal grey goo.
Yeah.
You got a very specific idea of the coloring of the set list.
Pantone. I get your Pantone reference.
I keep going with "Do I Want to Know" just because you said it's your attempt at trying to write "Lonesome Tonight," and I find that very interesting.
I did say that, didn't I? Yeah.
Well, do you
regret?
I was watching an interview earlier, and I was like, "That's an interesting thing to say."
Well, I suppose that is essentially what the approach is of that lyric. Yeah, it's sort of that.
Do you do that often? Or is that something you realized in hindsight?
That was an afterthought. Yeah. That was just a hopefully succinct way of, you know, getting me out of that. What's that all about? That song, you know.
So I'm not gonna. Okay,
forget
about that.
But there is. That doesn't mean there isn't truth in it. I think that is like the.
It's your own analysis.
That was me. That's my
post-match.
Exactly.
All right. What about this one on Are You Mine? Spiders from Mars covering Aaliyah.
It's a great description.
Again.
That might even been you.
I know it was him actually.
Was
but
he?
I've probably used it as well. Yeah. Since.
Agree with that.
These guys are just living dream here. Jet ski to go fishing on. It's great.
Arctic monkeys, man. The Arctic monkeys.
Oh, nice, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day.
I don't think they know who you are.
Are you there?
You bet. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to go with that for a second.
Jet skis, or
sure. You guys like to know. For people who come up like that, if they've never heard Arctic
People
Monkeys,
never come up like that.
So that was the first. You got
specific.
some original content here.
Yeah.
but for people like that who obviously didn't know who you were, where would they start with an Arctic Monk? If you were to let them choose, like, where would you want them to start?
Probably start now, I think. Well, yeah, wearing the humbug for him, I reckon.
Yeah, you'd think the desert groups, I think. That's awesome.
What was it that meant led you to the camo cowboy hat, or
I think the bandana under that
ski.
as well. But jet ski, I mean, that's why it worked, I think, for both.
You said humbug's like the turning point for the Arctic Monkeys.
And
now I'm scared. I'm just scared to quote anything you've said now at this point.
What's that?
That humbug was like a turning point for the band.
It's an important album.
Whoever it was interviewing didn't follow up, so I'm curious how come.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about
the jet ski.
The jet ski.
I got
It's a strange
duo
thing.
there.
It's different.
It looks like they're doing something wrong, like crime, but they were only fishing.
I feel like we're going to be an alibi for something at some point.
Were you on the
It wasn't us, like, just ask those monkeys or whatever.
Humbug.
Humbug, turning point for the band. How come?
Well, it was the first time I mean, we worked with somebody completely different to what we worked with before, and we went somewhere like we'd never been before either, you know, and not just to record, but just full, like never been anywhere like that, full stop. So it were, but then musically, yeah, I suppose we just tried. That was like the first time we tried something a bit like out there, and it turned out to be quite crucial, I think, to
Crucial
mean that
how?
we could do that. It probably meant it like made us believe that we can do that and like not worry about not sounding like Arctic Monkeys or not still being this band that we started.
The evolution and being able to, like, I guess the confidence to say we don't need to sound like we sounded.
Yeah, I suppose so.
That's
yeah,
interesting.
I mean, it gave more confidence to know that you could try something else and still have our identity.
I love the juxtaposition from those guys having no clue and the little girls screaming for you.
They've never caught a fish in their lives.
You just made their life. That's an interesting thing. How do you deal with all that crap?
That was the antithesis. This is the antithesis of those people on the jet ski.
Yeah, it's
What
fascinating.
does that mean?
What
is
this?
that? That's
This is
like-
a movie.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that, though? I mean, obviously you dig
a
it. I mean,
polite wave.
it's got to be a cool feeling.
It's
but
it's unnatural, obviously, for anybody, I suppose. And I suppose you just can't take it that seriously. You just have to give the peace sign. It's easier for me, you know, to make their day than it is for them to make mine. That's not what I meant, but I thought I'd go with that then.
I like the way that sounds. You know what? You know what would make their day? I heard you act out romance novels for the band in between like coffee breaks.
Previously, yeah, I have. It's been a while actually. Probably not in the past couple of years. But
We should make it clear he doesn't act them out though. He reads them.
Yeah,
out.
no, yeah,
reads
he-
them out.
He read, he read one out.
I didn't mean
once,
that,
like,
but
no
out
action.
loud for the band.
Yeah,
there's no acting.
It's not-
That would be maybe that's what I do next though. Now I've got a bit more confidence.
Music video idea, maybe a romance
Yeah.
novel.
Yeah,
Oh, Pedro, take me. You know, I don't know.
that's it.
Maria, yes.
It's just all throbbing. Remember this, isn't it? Throbbing, remember
I
that.
do like that term. That's
Den
true.
in prison.
I want to be yours.
Yeah, Maria. I don't know.
I don't know. That's just the name you
You're
go to,
picking
right?
it off a different
Oh.
shelf. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
I want to be yours. Taking someone else's lyrics, throwing in your own song. That's interesting. It's different, especially as a songwriter. It's an interesting exercise to go
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. Well, I want to be yours. You said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's all going off over here.
It's like-
rollerblading. Yeah, put a poet.
I would
into a
love if
song.
the rollerblader stopped and was like, "Who's playing tonight?" Then we've had it all
See two guys in it.
triangulation.
It's just not where I expect the interview to go. I'm having a good time though.
Yeah.
Taking other people's lyrics.
Yes, John Cooper Clarke
Yeah.
is a poet who, when I first saw him, he started me off like writing lyrics really. Like it was a performance of him that I saw of him opening up for the Fall at this pub that I used to work at, this bar I suppose that I used to work at.
No, we said
music
pub here
venue.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's not really. a
Oh,
pub,
okay.
yeah. It's more. It's
Thought it was a language
venue.
thing. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. Got into his stuff, and it was that I guess that is when I started writing those songs for the first record, which are kind of an attempt, I suppose, at you know, his approach to writing in a colourful way about kind of what could be seen as like, banal scenarios or mundane scenarios. Yeah.
So it's come full circle with taking his stuff. That's cool.
And then there's this. So we then that was probably the first one of the first things that I'd like read of his or heard, and we would like messing around and had this idea, like a musical idea, and I sort of sang something over it. We recorded it into like this 4-track cassette recorder that we were messing around with a lot, and I started sort of singing bits of that poem just like off like the top of my head, and then it was sort of, oh maybe that'd be, you know, if we do like this sort of our attempt at like a slow jam, I suppose, but with like a Johnny Clarke poem as the bulk of the lyrics, and then it seemed to work out. So it's another interesting juxtaposition for this interview.
So many of them.
They are.
And I gotta let you go. We gotta wrap things up.
Swimming in them.
So we do something called 5 questions. 5 quick questions. Every band gets the same ones. 1-word answers.
Right.
Road or studio?
Studio.
Matt?
Studio.
Lennon or McCartney?
Yeah. Lennon. Really cool.
Lennon, yeah.
Yep. I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah.
When you hear a song, what usually hits you first? Lyrics, melody, or rhythm?
Melody.
Rhythm.
If someone's never heard Arctic Monkeys before, what song do they start with?
Are You Mine?
You go with that?
Technically 3 words, but
That one's allowed. In 1 word, the Arctic Monkeys.
Beast.
That was quick. That was good.
Yeah.
You go with Beast.
I mean, I sort of got it, haven't I?
Yeah, it's an animal.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Thanks, guys.
Swan.
Nice one.
Oh, there's
The great ones doing some dives.
yeah, the swan
dive.
hissed at us once here. Or coughed. A swan coughed.
Was it like,
I was like, I think a swan just coughed at me.
Is that what they do?
I
Oh yeah,
guess
they do
so.
like a squawk. I saw
Yeah.
a massive fish here as well, like big, like.
Yeah, you
massive
get a little
fish.
bit of everything here.
Hissing.
Maybe that's what they were fishing for on the jet ski.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the big catch.
Polluted fish.